What's up, everybody? Cats007, and today bringing you guys a forward video on how to deal with excitement. Now, as a forward main myself, and for any newcomers, dealing with excitement is a pain. So in this video, I'm going to go in depth on how to deal with excitement when you're playing forward. Now, starting off, the two videos I have here, which is one game, there's another game. The first game is the safe approach, and the second one's a lot more risky. But let's start off with how to identify if the hunter has excitement. So you're in a scenario, right? How do you know if the hunter has excitement? First off, if the hunter has blink, you would hear it. And usually you would hear it from the beginning of the chase. And if they don't have excitement, you would hear the blink go off. You'd hear the little icon move. Secondly, if you have a peeper, you have you've been discovered. And if they go down early, I think that's the hardest time to identify if they have blink or excitement. Because, for example, if your survivor on your team goes down under let's say 40 seconds, because blink pops up on the next 50. If they go down within the next 40, it's hard to identify if they have blink or excitement because they never use blink in the first place. So normally, if you want to spot out the excitement and hear if they have blink, you have to listen. You have to turn up your game audio, listen if they have that blink. Peepers, you can identify it, and then teleport you can hear as well, and they'll just teleport to a cipher. So that's one, how to spot the excitement. Two, going into the gameplay. Cloud is doing an amazing job kiting. And right now, this is a really good kite, right? And when it comes to baiting the excitement, right, you want to make sure that you have a lot of discipline going into it. So I know for a fact that Cloud is doing an amazing kite. As a forward, if I'm able to finish the cipher, then I know for a fact I'm not going to use all of my football for the rest of the game. I'm probably going to use a little quarter of it, maybe half of it, use my football towards mid-end game. So Cloud is doing an amazing job kiting. He's kiting towards these two pallets near corner gate. And I finished my cypher right behind me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go help out. All right? And I know for a fact that this hunter has excitement because I did not hear the blink. I didn't hear a blink at all. And Cloud is in VC with me. He's like, yo, he doesn't have peepers either. So 100% excitement. Knowing this, watch what I do here. Going for the stun, and then I turn around knowing that he has excitement. And watch, I baited the excitement, golden yellow, and I'm like, you know what? Bet. Now there goes his excitement, and now he can switch a trump card, but his next trait is going to take a cooldown. So because I didn't hear a blink and there was no peepers activated around me, I know for a fact that he had excitement. And because he had excitement, I got in real close, really close, to the point where he got scared. That's what I love about forward. It's the mentality. It's scaring people. It's like, hey, I'm coming, and just turn around. You know what I'm saying? So putting the fear of God into hunters, bro, that's like the most fun thing to do. And I got in close, and there was a 360. Now, there's another example what you can do, and I'll show that in a bit. So right now, I told Cloud to go into two-story. Listen, if he falls down the hole, I can hit with the forward stun, or he comes on the stairs, I'm still going to hit you, no matter what. Now, there's two types of approach to avoid the excitement. You can do as I did there. Now, usually people with good ping, they can do a lot of 360s, have good controls. Here's an example for somebody who doesn't have very good ping to begin with. So for example, yellow or maybe red or high green. So what I do here is I'm still harassing, right? I'm going to show you guys a clip from a tournament where I played against Off1 in a Chinese tournament, and what I did as forward to secure the draw and secure the win for Team PR.
Still 50%. Cypher is not enough. And yeah, the feast. Oh, that is is that? Oh God, what is that called? What is that called? I wonder.
As you guys can see, as soon as I heard that switch from whatever he had in the beginning, and I heard the trump call switch, I was like 100% has excitement. So I was going for the stun. Initially, I was going for the stun. I was like, as soon as he drops, easy stun, got it. But as soon as I heard that switch, I made sure to get out of there as quickly as possible. I'm not trying to go down, and I'm injured. So if he wants to switch to excitement and then hit me, he's going to smack me and then chair OT in basement. And from there, that's putting our team at risk for losing. So good discipline on my behalf, and good switch on All-For-One's behalf too, knowing that I was going to go for the stun. Because that one stun could have changed the entire game. So good switch to excitement. Something else you can do is, stopping midway. And I'll show you guys a clip of it right now. As you can see, there are 3 ways to bait the excitement. 1, you can do a full 180, 360 to avoid the hit in general and the excitement. 2, you can zoom right past it. And 3, you can stop midway. Now, the most riskiest is probably stopping midway because, like, I almost got hit by the balloon animation. So just pay attention to that. While the hunter picked up, I could have gotten hit, so that's probably risky. When you're curving, doing 180s, you do tend to waste a bit more football compared to if you were to stop. But at the end of the day, it's just baiting the excitement and not getting touched. Because keep in mind, you are a rescuer, and you don't want to afford to get hit. Now, cats, what if I end up running into the excitement? And unfortunately, you're like, oh, well, I forgot he had excitement. I thought he had blank, etc. Well, in this game, this is exactly what happened. I ran straight into the hunter who had excitement. So what would you do in that scenario? After you head on into the hunter who popped excitement and he hits you, or she. What can you do? Now, you can do one of two things. You can back off entirely, or you can go for the stun and constantly harass. Now, there's a couple drawbacks. You know, what if you get hit again? Could be really detrimental to your team, but the risk can pay off. So in this gameplay, I'm going to show how taking risks does pay off. But remember, keep in mind, taking these risks, you know, there's always a percentage that, you know, you could get smacked, you know? I think I just said, you know, like the last 3 times in a sentence. But getting back into it, Duty took my Cypher, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go to triple pallet. Sure. And I'm rotating towards factory or towards in the middle, and there was no Cypher in middle, so I'm like, okay, well, Merc got triple, and there's a factory Cypher. Say less. And now Prospector got hit early. I'm like, maybe I can do something. There goes the mirror, and then he gets down. So I was supposed to go into factory and decode, but since Prospector got down, I'm like, okay, let me go help. So I realized how much distance I had, going for a football, and boom, excitement. Now, fortunately for me, I did not get hit here. Thank God I didn't get hit. But even if I did, I'm still going to chase after him. So look at this. He's going straight into basement. I'm waiting to break his line of sight. He doesn't see me. I go for the stun, and boom. He has no excitement, and there's nothing to counter me, and I go for the stun. And now, I'm just going to stay around, keep my distance, because I harassed. And I remember mentioned this in my old video. My video from before. I literally mentioned that if you're going to harass early, you better do it to the extent where your teammate gets to pop a Cypher. Because right now, I am not decoding, and the main objective of the game is to Cypher rush. And also, Duty's carrying Tide, so I'm not really worried too much, you know? So I need to harass. 100%. Now, my teammates pop a Cypher because I have not been decoding the entire time. So the hunter's waiting for that mirror. I'm going back and forth. So I vote the pallet, trying to bait me out. There goes the mirror, trying to count me out. And look, I try to stun over here. I try to get greedy, but I end up getting smacked here. But that's fine, you know. All I have to do is just wait that cooldown. So that mirror is gone. After that mirror is gone, he has to wait another 14 seconds for that mirror to come back. And the more time you waste, I'm telling you, is the more Cypher progress we're going to have. So the BQ realized that, you know what? Let me just pick up this Prospector and see what I can do. There goes all my football. I don't have much left because I got that basement stun. So it's just up to the Prospector to kite. So Duty's decoding. I'm going to be decoding. And keep in mind, I do have Tide. So I'm just like, okay, just heal up. Okay, bet. And the Perfumer decodes a lot faster than I do. So I should go for the next save, if anything. So first the Merc and then me. I'm always a second rescue. In my opinion, if you're playing on a team, even competitively, you're playing with a forward, you primarily don't want your forwards to rescue first. Always make sure that forward finishes the Cypher first. 100%. So me and the Merc are decoding. We're behind one Cypher. I'm decoding factory, doing it on the Cypher. And keep in mind, the Prospector had one as well, because the BQ started chasing this early game, but keep that for later. Prospector is doing an amazing makeup kite. So you see how that a couple stuns can really change the game. And we're over here decoding. The Prospector is doing an amazing job so far. I'm decoding, Merc is decoding, and so is the Perfumer. And from here, I'm just laid back, and I just need to decode. I have no more football to work with. But getting into the idea of, you know, when to go for a stun, the risk of it, you know. Like, even if you run into the excitement, you could, you know, harass right afterward. Like, yo, no, you will not stop me, you know. Or you can back off entirely. But remember, you are chip damaged. You are susceptible to getting hit again. So always keep that in mind. So it's a 50-50 in my opinion. You either go for it, you don't go for it. Just be careful about everything you do. And normally I wouldn't do that in a tournament. If I was in a tournament standpoint, I wouldn't do this in a tournament perspective. I would do it in rank. Like, sure, I would constantly harass in rank because it's rank. If I lose a match, I lose a match. But, you know, in a tournament, it can be very costly. So I would play the safe route and, like, back off entirely. But you have two different play styles. Up to you what you choose to do. honestly take the most safer approach. I didn't know this BQ had excitement because Blink wasn't even ready up yet, I think. And I was like, maybe, you know, maybe there's a Blink and he didn't get the chance to pop it off, so who knows. So me and Duty are doing 2 different ciphers, you know, because since we have 2 different ciphers, we have to put pressure on both of them. So it's either the Hunter goes to one cipher and we do another one, or the Hunter goes to Duty cipher and I do mine. Either way, we're putting pressure on both ciphers. This is going to be a win in our book. I have tied, Duty's decoding, and because I was healed, I get to go for the save while my teammates decode. I'm waiting. Now, I'm like, I got no football, but, you know, let me just try it. 360? Ah, no. And it didn't work. So just being patient. Magic got hair shock, going back and forth. I get the save, misses a swing. He wants to hit that prospector. And now it's the prospector, and the cipher is popped, and we are gone. Now, the BQ is looking, going towards the gate. Keep in mind, the prospector does have magnets, so he can't stop the BQ. And I have no football, so I am a target for this BQ. I need to keep my distance, stay as far away as possible. So far away as possible, you know, 6 feet apart. BQ ends up finding me, gets a really good mirror on top of me. Nothing I can do. I'm in the wide open, and I get smacked, unfortunately. Now, everyone's across the map. There goes the mercenary. I think the BQ spots the merc in the distance. So instead of teleporting, she's going to commit to the merc while I'm self-healing. The merc just has to stay alive and just not get hit, honestly. So I'm self-healing. I think she's going to come back and share me. That's going to be GG's from here. The merc is in Elipad towards the gate. Dungeon is in middle. Keep that in mind. Something I saw before. Gate's going to be open. They're healing. Gate's open. BQ lost the merc. Going to pick me up. And then all merc has to do is just make his way to the gate. And he can still get hit if he wanted to, you know? But that's GG's. I hope you guys learned a lot, especially about excitement baiting and what to do in certain scenarios. I can't even say my outro. The video didn't even end yet. I'm Catch007, and I catch y'all later. Peace.